in any organization or institution. Hence, the establishment of World Day for Safety and Health at Work. And of course, in addition to the aim of safety precautions is to prevent accidents, injuries, or harm to people and property, either at home, in the office, in the workplace, or elsewhere. On Issues program today, we shall examine issues arising from safety and health at work and of course at home, as the world marks World Day for Safety and Health at Work. Once again, I'm as Onwoji, and we have in the house resource persons and of course those that have the ability that are qualified to talk about safety. We have Engineer Dr. Martin Abele, former Chief Fire Officer, Anambra State, and of course now Permanent Secretary, Minister of Youth Development, Anambra State. Ezoku Buruburu. Agility.
Thank you very much. Let's listen to ourselves and as well make it happen.
We also have Engineer Fimba Ajebu, Chairman, Nigerian Institution of Safety Engineers, Anambra State. Engineer Fimba, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. I'm pleased to be here.
Yeah, let's look at what safety is. Maka, safety. What is safety? Engineer Abele.
Thank you very much. First of all, let me extend my greetings to the management of Anambra Broadcasting Service for giving us this opportunity to be here this moment. Going by the word safety, in a layman's language, is simply the ability of people to secure themselves, for people to prevent themselves from injuries and the hazards that can cause injuries to human bodies. So at this point, looking at safety, those things we can be able to do to prevent injuries in our workplaces, in our home, offices, and different areas. That is what we mean by what safety. Once you can be able to prevent these things, you've applied the safety procedures.
Safety measures. And when somebody is safe wherever, that person is healthy. Who is a healthy person?
Yes. Because we cover, safety, the very broad or the very large. And in Chapado, if you're not in the MBF, or you can, we have Nebaya, Kofuna, in Chapado, Nichi. For health, especially, is basically ODV, even a baganon or the key and Nebaya, Koya Libuni, Tia, Dorocha. You never, especially a boom was now, even a buffer mom, and a chocolate kind and Indian food. I may be a rank or swear the Mamakanam. I recap be here and move another woman. I reckon in a quag and you. So safety, the very broad and all cover chai handy.
Safety at work, safety and health at work and at home too. We now look at the essence of the day. This week entirely is a World Day for Safety and Health at Work. We also add at home. We want to know the essence of the day, Engineer Abele.
Thank you very much. This is a day set aside by International Labour Organization, ILO. And this was established in 2003 when this organization, International Labour Organization, they came together to look at what are those things now they will be able to do to secure the lives of people wherever they are working. And today, that they have been secured, and that is what we are witnessing every day by day in the history of this world, that this day we'll be able to remember, use it to create awareness for safety, use it to have interaction, workers in a particular area have interaction on what are those things, do's and don'ts of what they are doing in order that can secure their life and also make them to be healthy at all time. So the most important thing about this day is one, to create awareness for safety safety measures, safety procedures, and also people around to know what this safety is all about, how they can be able to secure themselves from getting what injury.
Well, all right, the program is Issues, an ABS radio and television program. Today we are talking about safety and health at work and of course at home too. To mark World Day for Safety and Health at Work, you can call us on 0706 538 1320. 0706 538 1320. We are live on Facebook, Anambra Broadcasting Service. Live on Facebook, Anambra Broadcasting Service. Send your message, make your contribution. We shall read it out here. We're in the house with Engineer Dr. Martin Abwele, former Chief Fire Officer, Anambra State, and of course now Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Youth Development, Anambra State, and of course Engineer Fimba Ajewu, Chairman, Nigeria Institution of Safety Engineers, Anambra State. So, make your comment. We shall read it out, or you call us. But then just wait for 1 minute. Let's also establish more. Engineer Ajewu, whose responsibility it is to provide safety,
Yes.
equipment and machineries?
Okay. Generally, when you have fundamental responsibility for safety in that particular environment. But professionally, in career-wise, we are trained professionals at various levels, even across all kinds of industry. And we're commercial safety in the transport sector, and we're oil and gas safety, and we're in terms of technology. In fact, this year's topic is revolutionizing safety and health, and we're inculcating AI and digitization. So I'm as an artificial intelligence, I will talk of this era, and the safety topic and awareness is basically to ensuring that collaboration between those who are into the technology of artificial intelligence and digitalization. Kafuna safety professionals and safety in the industries, people who are embarking on infrastructure that requires caution and safety of the personnel in that environment. So the Hanchani look aware of even in a synergy in that regard. Primarily the professional in regard of professional safety engineers and professional safety personnel, so are primarily responsible career-wise to create more awareness, just like my senior colleague and myself, the member of Dr. Martins and myself are doing right now. So these are responsibilities that we need to continue to do over and over again. The days go by, we continue to train and encourage and create awareness on across different levels of career, professions, and industrialization. Safety. Martin,
what's the role of the employer, in all these, providing that these safety measures?
Just like he rightly pointed out, safety is for everybody. And that is why we always say safety first in all you do. If you cannot, there's nothing you do in this world that will not entail safety, that doesn't require safety. Coming to employer, in fact, every employer is supposed to provide safety measures, safety equipment. All safety rules are supposed to come from the employer. But then what we say is everybody, because even myself, who may not be an employer, when you get back to your house, to your home, you become an employer because you are in charge. You're supposed also to provide it in your house, at home. So everybody becomes an employer where it matters. But what is important is that employers are supposed to provide this. When we talk about employers, we talk about the government, we talk about the CEOs of different companies, those ones in charge of every firm, every organization, every association, every office. They are the employers, and they need to provide these things for their employees, for them to work with, and for them to have an enabling environment where they are going to work. So it's the main duty of the employer, wherever they are, to provide, to make sure that these safety equipment, safety measures are being provided. Because what we are talking about here is policy and regulations.
policy and regulations. Everybody's business. Provision of safety equipment is everybody's business. Now you can call us 0706-538-1320. 0706-538-1320. Nwanyị anyị na-ekwu maka nchekwaba na begi, nchekwaba n'ebe ị na-alụ ọrụ, nchekwaba ma ị na-anya moto n'okporo ụzọ. Kedu ntụnye nke gị, kedu ihe a ga-eme ka e nwee nchekwaba? O nwere ka isi anya moto kịta ma mma nke obido ọfụ, ọ dịzị ka ndị mmadụ onwe n'ọtụpụ ndị
ihe na-echekarị.
If you very recently yesterday, they were around that express towards Amumunya by express.
Yeah.
There was a terrible fatal accident there. Very careless one. I don't know how to say, but on the spot, madam over there. But however it is, we want to encourage those who are listening right now, drivers, even those who don't even know how to drive a vehicle, or you just bought a car, you start driving. There are fundamentals. Yeah, they go their way. There are prerequisites before in your motor. You on a highway, you don't drive carelessly. You first of all check all your tire, your steering, all necessary things. If you buy in a highway, if you may travel on such a maybe long distance. Even the other articulated vehicles, tankers and the rest of them, hand check up responsibilities because accidents can be avoided in many ways. Oh, now we find if I look and check over, don't feel you move your vehicle first, and then you now know how to require mentally and physically and psychologically okay to drive. So that accident, which of course the video has gone very much viral, it is a very sad one, and we hope that people can listen to us with this avenue and know that we are responsible to make sure I avoid the accident and the safety caution.
Drive carefully. Drive carefully. Drive very carefully because I know church abasa. All right, call us 0706-538-1320. We are live on Facebook too. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
I like Kenegi. No.
Abamubo Chief Igaya, also the Guamed
Ganiru, Ebeki Sabani. Hello? Oh, yeah. Biko Banyozo 0706-538-1320. Our network. Hello?
Hello?
Anye Kenegi? No.
You see, you can near Okunu Nekuna alone on that.
Hello?
Onye na-ekunu bụ oke esi ma make umuchi village na-ekulu ọdị ọwa now.
Okay.
No.
Alụ na amaka. Nkata na amaka. Ma na onwe nchekwa karịrị nke mmadụ ji aka ya wee nye onwe ya. Ọ bụghị ibe niile hapụtala mmadụ ka ọ bịa gbaziele mmadụ onwe onye ndị ya na-atọ ụtọ. Mana ị na-anya na-abara nwa akwa ụfọdụ mmadụ ọ dịka ya na ndụ adịghị ha mkpa. Ihe a na-anya ka m wegodo nke ịnya ụgbọala na ọgbatumtum na keke na ndị otie. Mmadụ ya esi n'ime obodo mmapụta omego mụnwa si n'ime obodo mmapụta na-enye anya aka niile aka ebe na-ama ma mmadụ ọ na-abịa ma mmadụ a na-adị ma moto ọzọ ọ na-abịa ma moto ọzọ a na-adị ikwuo ihe ọzọ ya eme ka ọ kpọọ gị isi akụwaka. Mmadụ ya eburu ụgbọala pụtalụ ọ gaghị echeki ma mata ya ọ dị mma wiil ọdụmma ma mmanụ ụgbọala ma breki oduma nwee nke shọtara shọt ọgbọọ maka ndị be anyị. Ọtụtụ nsogbu anyị na-enwe ụwọ nke anyị na-eji aka anyị akpatara onwe anyị wee na-adụ ndụ mmadụ ọdụ. Biko onye ọbụla kpachapụrụ ndụ ya anya maka ichekwa ndụ nke nwaanyị ma ichekwakwuo nke ndị mmadụ. Onye kpụrụ moto nwa asidenti ma igbuchasị ma ndị ọzọ ma ya na onwe wee na-asị moto ma na ezinụlọ anyị ka onye ọbụla bịa aka n'anya kpachapụrụ ndụ ya anya kpachapụrụ ndụ ezinụlọ ya maka ya na ezinụlọ wee maa mma wee pụta ike.
Anyị ekene gị daalụ. Ọmarịcha ụzọ a gọvanọ rụrụ anyị ụdị speed a na-agba na hello ụzọ dị njọ. Anyị na-ekene gị.
Daalụ nụ anụmanụ ikpe unu na-ekwu esi m Nnewi onye na-ekwu n'ụlọ azụ ụka.
Anyị ekene gị.
ụmụnne m ụnụ gbana mmiri si ha n'isi gbalụọ idozi na ebe echi emepụ edozie ịma na ọ na-esi ike maka gịnị ndị na-achị achị na-agba anyị n'iwu adọrọ kedu ife iwu ejirodo ịma n'iwu na-achị obodo iwu ka eji ejikwa obodo mana ha nwa nọ n'isi na-agba anyị n'iwu adọrọ onwe ife mesi were ego dochie kama iwu ahụ ya alụ ọrụ so bido n'isi a wee gbalụtezie na ndị obere onye chere na moto ịchọ driving license kịta ihe akpata ịfazi wepụtara gị ya n'ụtụtụ echi enwere moto ịmụ were ego igbuo mmadụ ọnwa onye ọ gbasara were ego mechie maka gịnị o ji si n'isi gbalụọ mana ọ wụdata na gọọmenti anyị na-agba anyị n'iwu ụfọ onye ọbụla anya etugodo iwu egwu tụọ ndị ahụ nọ n'isi na na-ata ite tụọ ha egwu mana nke a na nwere chọpụta data na onye n'isi anwa dara iwu danya obere ego mechie chọọ atụrụ n'okwu ka anyị bido so ọ wụdatakwa na ndị obere achọkwa ejikwa ego emechikwa nke ha nwa omezie ife niile ha takọọ onwe ife na-aga aga ọfụma onye kpatara ife anyị na ihe ịkpọ anyị na-ekwu nkwusa ka a na-ekwusa nwe nke eji arụ ọrụ because ha jido ife niile ga-atakọsi everywhere well pray that Chineke nyere anyị ma na-enye anyị aka anyị nwa na onwe anyị na-achịkwa na-enyekwa gọọmenti aka ya ezikwa na gọọmenti achọghị inyere anyị aka
onye chukwu na-azụ
it takes to make this country to be even better than London but
we thank you.
Don't have wisdom. I don't want them with wisdom. Oh, just you didn't get more
thank you.
Knowledge.
Thank you very much. Onye chukwu na-azụ ga na-azụ onwe ya. All right, keep calling us. We go back to our studio now. Ezoku, so based on what is expected of the employee to avoid workplace hazards and accidents? Because research shows that accidents occur in a workplace due to worker careless behavior. These gadgets have been provided, they don't wear necessary safety gadgets, they take things for granted. So, what is expected of the employee?
Well, to start with, the last person that talked to us now made mention of government providing rules and regulations, policies. Of course, I must first of all say that government is doing those things. Those regulations and policies are there. But the thing is, individuals, will they adhere to these safety rules, safety policies, safety measures? That is the first question. And when we're talking about individuals, we are talking about even the people, even the person that is speaking, even myself that is here, will we be able to adhere to those things? Now, coming to the work or the workplace. Now, while we have accidents or injuries at the workplaces are this. One, the employer will provide these things. Then the employee sometimes will refuse to use this equipment. Now let me take for instance, I know then when I was the fire chief of Anambra State, government provided some of these fire suits, safety boots, what do you call it, hand gloves,
helmets,
and the helmet. But sometimes we find out that it irritates some people to wear or put on these things. But what we did then was, if you're going to fire and you refuse to wear all these things, once we get you the video or you are reported, then you'll be in trouble. So what would they do? I normally assign somebody to go to the fire scene to capture what they're putting on while going to fire. What we're doing this is what to stop or to prevent firefighters from getting what? Harmed or injury. Now, take for instance, some people that is riding Okada. Riding that Okada, it was said then that people must wear helmets while riding the Okada. But we find out that a lot of them will now refuse to do that because it irritates them. Let me be honest with you. Putting on something like helmet or this is sometimes you'll be uncomfortable putting it on because you are not used to it. So when you tell somebody, okay, put on hand gloves for you to be able to hold something while working in a machine, the person will say no, or you may decide not to use it. Let me tell you one thing, what they are calling for is what? Injury. They are calling on injury because immediately before you know it, that machine may cut the person's hand or fingers.
And also
the fire extinguisher.
A lot of people have.
Yes. So when you look at those things, you find that some of these causes an individual problem because some of the employers provide these things. What I always advise people is this: if you don't have it at your workplace, it's your duty to tell or inform your employer to provide those things. When we look at OSHA rules and regulations, if an employer did not provide those things and if anything happened to the worker or the employee, the company will get it hot. But if those things are provided and the employee refuses to use it and they get injured and the process, you're on your own. Even the company can equally penalize you because they make provision for those things. So when you look at it, you find that there are a lot of things are happening. I remember when I went inside the fires at that time, I know what happened to me in the first place because that was when I was a junior officer and those things got me irritated, putting it on. It wasn't part of me then. And when I went inside the fire burned me. So after that, the thing now reset my brain. That anytime I have to move on, I must find every means to put on my PPE so that you will not get injury at the process. Something can fall from the top and hit you on the head. That is injury. So all these things, employer, they say the giver and the receiver, they are all guilty. So if the employer did not provide it and the employee or the worker got injured, then it's his problem. That worker can sue them as well. There is provision for those things. If it is provided and the worker or the employee decide not to use it, it's also a problem on the side of the employee. And the employer can deal with that person even when he has already sustained injuries. So what we are saying is this thing is a give and take thing. Everybody must put hands on deck to make sure that those things are provided. And it will be utilized whenever it is provided.
And you use the equipment or machinery properly. A lot of tips that employees don't observe, like being aware of the surroundings. If you see something, you say something. Or something, or jump and pass. A lot of things. A lot of people don't take breaks. They might go jailbreak, car stretch. A lot of things that employees do that are not, in tandem with the safety measures. Use opportunity. Fire extinguisher. A lot of many times there will be fire outbreak and people will be shouting. There's a picture. Mama, I can say use here.
I think I will start.
Yes, you stand. Yes.
Because
yes, you stand.
When we talk about safety entails just like the chairman of the Nigerian Institution of Safety Engineer Anambra State said initially. It entails a lot of things, and the fire safety is part of the safety. We have the kitchen safety or cooking safety. All of them they are there. But this time around, we are talking about this. This is fire extinguisher. Sometimes people run away from this. When we tell them to get it, they don't even understand what you are saying. They can't even pronounce the name. But this is not really the time, but the basic thing is what we are going to do here. This is fire extinguisher, and it has components. And what are these major components? This one is the discharge hose or delivery hose for this. Now this is the handle, and this is also this one that looks like clock. It's called the pressure gauge. And the pressure gauge, when you look at it, it always have clockwise and anti-clockwise direction. So this anti-clockwise direction, when you look at it now, look at it properly, you find that when it's going clockwise direction, it will say overcharge at the end of it. But when it goes backwards anti-clockwise, you see recharge. What it means is that this fire extinguisher is no longer functional. When you apply it to where there is fire, at that early stage of the fire, the incipient stage, it will not work. So all you need to do is every now and then look at the pressurized gauge side, make sure that there's a pointer here, a yellow pointer, which is supposed to be at the green portion. There's a green part here where that yellow pointer must always be. So every day when you wake up, go to your fire extinguisher, even the ones we use in the vehicle. The smaller ones, 1 kg. This is about 6 kg. We have 9 kg. So what do? There's what we call pass. P-A-S-S. Pass. The first pass, P, is what? Pull. What are you even pulling? You are pulling the safety pin. When you look at this now, you see what is here. There's pin here. This is the safety pin. So it says pull. That is what you are pulling. The A is aim. What are you aiming? You aim the base of the fire. Then the other S is what? Squeeze. At that point, you'll be able, because you've removed the safety pin, you'll be able to squeeze the handle. When you squeeze the handle, then the next thing, the last one is S, which is sweep. Because when you are using fire extinguisher, you hold it this way, and as you're operating, you now push it backwards, forward. That is the sweeping. So that if the fire has already started here, you've not stopped this, the fire can spread. You can now use it this direction to do what? To stop the fire. Now, there's something very important. People doesn't have this, and it doesn't cost much. People go to buy different places, restaurants. That food you eat there, that moment, can buy this too for you, and you keep it in the house, keep it in your workplace. And you don't wait for fire to now escalate before you're able to use this. You use it at this first stage. When the fire is still small, you apply it to stop. Some people will build a multi-million naira house, buy a multi-million naira vehicle, but they cannot afford fire extinguisher, which is not up to 10,000 naira. So when you have this, it will save you a lot of stress, save you from fire burning down the house, even your vehicle. Somebody has this thing in the house. Well, in the house, that fire, he was living at the, I think the second floor. Now fire starts in his house. He has to run down because there's none inside his house, inside the parlor. He has to run down to go and pick the one in the vehicle. And immediately by the time he gets down to pick that one, he couldn't climb again. Because fire has already engulfed the whole place, covered the whole places, he can't even come in again. So that if you have it immediately there, you use it immediately to extinguish the fire, and the fire will stop. And you not ease the stress of fire service even coming to your place. Because for you to call fire service, that is to say the fire has already destroyed a lot of things, and you need the bigger fire extinguisher, which is the fire truck. So what we are saying in essence is this: there's need for you to have this if you are talking about fire safety, for you to know how to use it. Now, that's when I was talking about this thing. When you have this thing somewhere and there's fire, don't wait for anything, rush, pick it. Once you pick it, remove this thing. This thing is not difficult to remove. Once you pull it now into remove, then position it. You know, for you to fight fire, you must have courage. You must have courage. If you don't have courage, once you notice any small fire, you run away. And I will tell us the something. If you are doing this, if you are using cooking gas in the house, in the kitchen, please, it's always very important for you to leave the cylinder outside the kitchen, not inside the kitchen. And you make sure that the regulators are working, the connector hose, they are also fine. If not, every now and then you should check whether these things are leaking. If there's leakage there, that is a problem, because it's a hazard. Now, how do you check this thing? The two connectors, the one at the burner and the one at the cylinder, or every now and then put any detergent in water, come to that place you have clip, just put the little water of detergent there. You will see bubbles. If you see bubbles, then that you see that there is leakage. Then you need to tighten the clip. But if there's not, then it's okay. But when fire starts, it normally starts from the cylinder. It will extend to the cylinder before you have the explosion. If it starts from the burner, at the time it can stop. That is why you must always lock the cylinder, because when we say don't put your cylinder inside the kitchen and the burner inside the kitchen, your children are always watching you when you are cooking, and you think they don't know what they are doing. They know. In that essence, you leave the cylinder outside and lock it. Children can come to the burner and they switch it on. If they switch it on, that one outside is already locked. Yeah. Nothing will happen. But don't worry, if they're there, they will now switch all of them on. And that is danger. And once any electrical thing is light, there's many lights there, the whole place will be engulfed with fire. That is why it's disastrous. So we always advise, get this. There are types of it. This is DCP, dry chemical powder, and we have CO2, carbon dioxide. And I always recommend carbon dioxide to be in the kitchen. The reason is, if you use this inside the kitchen, which is DCP, it can contaminate the food because what you have inside is chemical powder, not just ordinary powder. But when you use CO2 in the kitchen, in case of emergency, fire emergency, then it can easily evaporate and everything still remain as it is. That is the little we can talk about the fire extinguisher for now.
We appreciate you. Thank you very much, Engineer Dr. Martin Abwele, former Fire Chief, Anambra State, and of course now Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Youth Development, Anambra State. We also have Engineer Fimbaje, Chairman, Nigerian Institution of Safety Engineers, Anambra State. As we are brainstorming and discussing, examining issues arising from safety and health at work to mark World Day for Safety and Health at Work 2025. Right, a lot of people are calling. We'll take this call. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, happy Sunday.
Good afternoon, happy Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh,
thank you.
Thank you.
David Mo, Nananka. Nanu Mopuna Upuneku. Even I didn't put out where call you, whatever way calling you there. You only put you in a man, what I am. Because the man come at the Tiroaka Tampuno, up with you, and we go with my go well, I got along, my well, and on at the time. We want a first team to one cover, one get the other. What I'm not putting with straight, I am coming upon the triangle. Even now, we can take one come to the Daga. You pull a Madame Mutade. A dory always get a loud pooner, more powerful than a dozen. Oh, yeah. Oh, then do your work with that. Like I know, oh, well, yes, Suania. What is ready to just on the other you occupy, not maybe come to just not go on. If you are not doing well or Chawa, man, I was something. Eh? So, we will know what is easy, Madame. Don't we could get to go and buy the tune of ya. Jabonia or drug heaven, but you judge up what or phone. Join the day to her. Because you have to make up, okay, concern us to what cannot never to go care. Oh, we are over there, go. I can't penny, I can't even in it. Eh? So I'm my own mother on a cozy balloon. That's all much. Because
thank you. Thank you, Mama. Thank you very much. Dalo, can you make I'm afraid this year's theme, digitization, impact of digitization, artificial intelligence. Digitization, good, fine. I digitize going in. But artificial intelligence, can I tell you So, what is the impact of digitization, especially AI? I'm worried about it.
Yes, the good thing about artificial intelligence and digitization, our sleeping time, it runs 24 hours. 24 hours ago, like I am human being normally, look at her, he's waking.
It will displace a lot of people. Overseas anyway. It has started.
Yes, because presently you engage artificial intelligence in terms of looking out for safety. Now, a number of cases such that places where they envisage that human beings cannot reach, they take technology and get over there and quench fire, arrest the fire immediately. A number of foreign countries are doing them presently, and I want to believe too that Nigeria, we are also engaging in that direction, because even though it's not AI, all come in a save when the money, take risk some risks that could be very fatal. It's about the replace you know, that is the advantage, that is the impact of having such a technology available to you. Also in areas where you have some electrical activities and where you have some explosive activities, AI comes in there into place, so that within the twinkling of an eye, if there's any kind of explosion which is intended, AI can be displaced. But now human being, take away risk, highly combustible, and then you have some human presence there. No. You have some AI technology such that it can see and forecast and give statistical data and results of if and anticipate, so that there can be minimal casualty.
Take this call. Hello.
Hello,
I know Kenegi.
I'm taking a roll of cow.
Dalo.
Everyone, one night in the studio.
Dalo.
Onye na-ekwu uche eze nne ya esi m ụmụ akparasị nke dị na warasị ụka wee na-ekwu eze biko amaghị m olu m na-apụta ọfụma
anyị na-ana ine
ihe ndị kwuru ekwutezigokwanụ kama na asị nọ nze amaghị okwu na-asị na ndị ọzọ ekwuchaghị ihe niile a ga-ekwu ihe nchọ ka m contribute na this discussion bụ na ka anyị nwegodi a radical change in our thought pattern, in our some of those ideas I fixate inside our mind. I need to have the importance of safety because one, to me, this concept of safety now more than like you personally. But not even value for your own life. One to have what can do your thought, your neighbor, the person nearest you, in your own. It is safety measures you can take. In an office, it is safety measures you can take. The other person, I want to impair or even go die to sorrow because of your negligence. So I have that mindset change. We preach. I took it back. I'm not going to why you use some of these here. But I can come and international
market leaders called this fire service. But institutions and organizations, very important fire service. Let me remind you what the resource persons I've said, especially workers, the work safety tips. Keep your workplace clean. Use tools, equipment, machinery properly. Wear all necessary safety gadgets. Take regular breaks. Be aware of your surroundings. Say something. Report any unsafe condition. Practice good position, a good when sitting. Before you know it, before I retire.
Thank you very much. My own part, I will say there's need to have safety commission in Anambra State. Safety commission in Anambra. So that we have Anambra State Safety Commission. I must tell you, we have that only, I think Lagos. It's only in Lagos. And it is working perfectly. It is, when we talk about safety commission, even all this, their law, their regulation, the policy will even cover both that of physical planning board, part of fire service, part of different areas to make sure that safety measures are observed in every part of the state. So I will only use the opportunity to appeal to the government. Let's look into this. Let's see how we can be able to have a safety commission in Anambra State.
Yes, Niraje.
Yes, in addition to what he has just said, we have 21 local governments, and good enough now, new local government can some very good sense of autonomy with full support from the government and the state government. Anambra State government, we are evolving to another realm, another level of governance, another level of livelihood. Anambra State needs to take another new dimension. Anambra State now, Kamalika, Anambra State move. The place Anambra State move, we are moving to very high, highly developed community. So I think with such coming in place, safety of infrastructure and equipment, we have a need here embrace here, so that they can subscribe to every activities, every awareness, and items that is necessary and equipment that is necessary to put safety in place. Because only if they can do, replacement.
Be safety conscious. Say by motor to be start here. It in your belt to gear. You observe these traffic rules. We appreciate you, Engineer Dr. Martin Abele, former Fire Chief, Anambra State, and of course now Permanent Secretary, Minister of Youth Development, Anambra State. Ezoku Buruburu.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing us in.
Engineer Fimba, Chairman, Nigerian Institution of Safety Engineers, Anambra State. Thank you very much for coming.
Pleasure is mine, sir.
We appreciate you. On behalf of everybody in the house, and of course that made these outings successful, and of course my producer, Dawn Onyenji, I am Eze Onwoji. See you again. Bye for now.